V-Bucks have always been the key to unlocking skins, emotes, and other cosmetics in Fortnite. But what happens when those V-Bucks are not worth as much as they used to be? Well, something just didn't feel right about the cost of items and passes these days, so I decided to investigate. And I've discovered 3 major problems with why the game is so expensive today, all of which go deeper than you may think, and one of them may completely change the way we play Fortnite forever. So let's start with the item shop. The item shop has been a staple in Fortnite since its early days, introducing new cosmetics you can buy with V-Bucks separately from the Battle Pass. In the early chapters, the item shop used to have 5 different cosmetic types to buy. Outfits, back blings, which all used to come with the outfits, not separately, pickaxes, gliders, and emotes. But fast forward to today, and the amount of things you can buy is shocking. On top of the items I previously mentioned, you can now also buy cars, wheels, boost, kicks, Lego sets, jam tracks, instruments, contrails, and wraps. That is more than double the amount we used to have, which leads us to our first problem. There's too many items. Ever since Epic began pushing the metaverse model, which introduced lots more ways for players to spend their money, things have taken a drastic turn. As more brands and companies saw the opportunity to cash in on Fortnite's success and demographic, along with Epic's desire to do the same, the problem begins to show itself in plain sight. And when you look at the prices of some of these newer items, you might ask yourself, why? 1,000 V-Bucks for a pair of in-game Nike shoes? I mean, you can get an uncommon outfit for cheaper than that. And Lego sets are even more, with some of the builds costing 1,800 V-Bucks. The sticker shock from these items comes from the players comparing what we had before versus now, and rightfully so. Restricting what players are able to create behind outrageous prices is way out of touch. And the jam tracks being 500 V-Bucks is crazy to me. It just reminds me of iTunes before Spotify, when you had to buy songs individually. If I don't want to spend $1 on one song on iTunes, then why would I want to spend $4 in Fortnite? It seems like we're going backwards. And 1,000 V-Bucks for a pair of shoes? Like I mentioned before, this is a similar price to other full skins, and these shoes were rushed to the point that you can't even wear them on every skin? So what is going on here? Well, it's important to remember that there are other companies behind these items. Lego and Nike have stake in the sales of these cosmetics. What is it? I'm not sure, I wasn't there for the negotiations. But what we do know is that these companies want to ensure that their items have value in the game so that they can make a decent profit. A huge company like Nike would probably not be too happy if Fortnite set the price at a much more reasonable 300 or 400 V-Bucks. I mean, just look at the shop right now for a perfect example. The Fortnite original bunny slippers are 600 V-Bucks, where the Nike kicks are all 1,000 V-Bucks each. If you want kicks in the game, it's hard to justify buying more than one pair. For example, if you want all 3 of the Nike ones that are available right now, then you'd be spending 3,000 V-Bucks, which could have been spent on a skin, a pickaxe, and an emote. It just doesn't add up. Now, I personally love the introduction of kicks. They're an awesome way of customizing your character even further, but the cost is what gets me. I like that they added the OG Air Jordan 1s in the Remix Battle Pass, but where are any kicks in the new pass? It seems like a major missed opportunity to add value to the Battle Passes. With more cosmetics being introduced at higher prices, it makes buying items by themselves hard to justify, which leads us to our second issue, which is the rise of bundles and the increasing average cost of skins and cosmetics. With the introduction of these items like wraps, jam tracks, and instruments, Epic has used them to inflate the price of outfits by bundling them together. Now, a disclaimer is that bundles are a discount compared to buying everything separately. There is value in bundles, don't get me wrong, but they use bundles to charge more than the 2,000 V-Bucks just for skins. Setting bundle prices at a heavy discount, usually 40%, is a major incentive for players to just buy those extra V-Bucks to get the bundle. Like, would you rather just buy the skin for 1,500 V-Bucks or get all the items that match perfectly for a little bit more? With Deadpool and Wolverine, for example, they had both Deadpool and Wolverine separately for 2,000 V-Bucks. They were stuck in their own bundles, including their wraps, harvesting tools, and emote. You could not just buy the skin and back bling. But they also had a huge bundle with everything, including both skins, their gliders, and instruments for only 3,600 V-Bucks. All items separately would cost you 7,600 V-Bucks. This is almost a 50% discount. The first marketing tactic that they use here is anchoring. By pricing the guitars at 1,000 V-Bucks, which is insane by the way, and the gliders at 800, your brain begins to do the math subconsciously. Now, without you even knowing it, your brain begins to justify the big bundle because after adding everything up, it would actually be cheaper to buy it. And the second marketing tactic that they're using here is called the Goldilocks bias. Just like the old fairy tale, Goldilocks chooses the middle porridge. Similarly, marketers deliberately set up the option that they want you to buy as the middle one. In the case of Deadpool and Wolverine, buying one skin is nice, but it is 2,000 V-Bucks and you only get one skin. Buying everything individually is expensive, and the bundle that is massive value, coupled with our brains anchoring to the individual pricing, makes the price just right, in the middle. Now, they're not necessarily tricking you or being deceitful, but Epic is a massive company and they understand marketing and their target demographic. Implementing these tactics is slightly shady, but it's more important for you to be an informed consumer. Now on the topic of rarity, the game has begun to trend towards higher price averages on skins. Now I did a little digging and put together a spreadsheet on each new skin per chapter based on rarity. Rarity obviously corresponded with price, so when I saw that they are decreasing the amount of new uncommon skins and leaning towards collabs and epic rarity skins, it all began to make sense. From chapter 1 to chapter 5, there is a clear trend towards fewer and fewer uncommon skins being added. Epic has found their sweet spot for skin prices at around 1,500 V-Bucks, so that they can push a heavy focus on bundles along with an ever-increasing amount of collab skins. Now I've made a full video about the rise of collabs, so be sure to check that out after this one. But to summarize, collaboration skins are making up an increasingly larger percentage of the total skins being added each season. What's more, every collab skin is priced at a minimum of 1,500 V-Bucks, which drives up the average skin price overall. Alright, that's enough about the item shop. It's time we dive into something much bigger, something that could reshape the future of Fortnite as we know it. It's time we talk about the crew and passes. With the introduction of Chapter 6, which is great so far by the way, they made some major changes to the way Battle Passes and Fortnite crew works. For a while now, we've had multiple passes for Battle Royale, LEGO, and Festival respectively, and they all began to be introduced in the Fortnite Crew Pack. So what exactly is Fortnite Crew? At first glance, it is a subscription packed with value. For $11.99 per month, you get access to all passes, including the OG pass, an exclusive skin, and 1,000 V-Bucks. On the surface, it seems like a great deal. Instead of paying $10 for each individual pass, you get all of them for just a little bit more each month. But here's the catch. Hidden deep in the terms is a subtle yet sinister change that reveals the true intent behind this offer. It's not just about enhancing the experience for players, it's about maximizing profit. But before we get into this controversial shift though, we need to discuss the XP changes introduced in Chapter 6 to fully understand what's happening here. In the past, players had a daily XP cap that reset each day, making it relatively straightforward to level up your battle pass. But with the arrival of Chapter 6, Epic Games overhauled the XP system, and not for the better. Instead of a daily playtime XP cap like previous seasons, players now faced a weekly cap. Initially, this cap was set at 1 million XP, after which your XP gain would dramatically decrease. To put that into perspective, this allowed for players to gain roughly 11 levels per week before hitting a wall, forcing them to wait for the weekly reset to make any meaningful progress. Unsurprisingly, this change sparked major backlash from the community. In response, Epic raised the weekly cap to 4 million XP. On the surface, this seems like a positive adjustment until you compare it to previous seasons. Take LEGO Fortnite for example. In that mode alone, players could earn that 4 million XP in just 17 hours of gameplay. But now, that 4 million XP is spread across all modes. To reach it, you need to grind approximately 35 hours each week. That's the equivalent of a full-time job just to keep up with the XP requirements. Of course, not every player is going to be playing Fortnite for that many hours, But the point remains. Leveling up your battle passes is now a much slower process, and this is exactly what Epic wants. It's not an isolated decision. It ties directly into the more sinister change I mentioned earlier, one that reveals Epic's true priorities. So let's break it down. Hidden in their updated terms details the following. For new subscribers, premium rewards on the Battle Pass will only be available to claim if your Fortnite Crew subscription is active. This means if you cancel Crew, you'll be able to claim premium rewards from the Battle Pass until the end of your current billing cycle and not for the remaining duration of the pass. Basically, you no longer own the passes when you choose to subscribe to Fortnite Crew and can only claim the rewards while your subscription is active. And because of the XP changes, this makes it so that you need to stay subscribed to earn all of the Battle Pass rewards. At the time of writing this, Epic has already made changes to the XP system at least 3 times, and it's been less than a week since Chapter 6 launched. That's not exactly a good look, and it's left many players feeling frustrated. What makes this even more aggravating is the fact that the Battle Pass still expires. Compare this to other major games like Halo Infinite or the brand new Marvel Rivals, where the Battle Passes never expire. Those games let you take your time to unlock rewards at your own pace. Fortnite, on the other hand, still has a time limit and has now become a longer process to earn all of the rewards. Now, Fortnite has always had a sort of pseudo-subscription model, with the Battle Passes dropping every 3 months or so. But now, they've decided to push harder into a true subscription model. So previously, you'd spend about $10 every 3 months for the Battle Pass. Now, that's quickly turning into $12 every single month. It's a big shift, and one that feels like it's designed for Epic's bottom line more than it is for the players. Buying the Battle Passes separately doesn't make sense anymore. You'd be paying $10 for each one, and that's exactly the point. Epic is using the marketing strategy we mentioned earlier called the anchoring model to push players towards what they really want them to purchase, the Crew Pack. By setting the price of individual passes at $10 and stacking on additional benefits for the Crew Pack, like an exclusive skin and 1,000 V-Bucks, they make the subscription look like a much better deal. This value comparison is no accident. It's designed to anchor your perception of what's worth your money. Epic's goal is to earn your subscription, not just for 1 month, but for as long as they can keep you subscribed. Once you're in, they're betting that you stay because it feels like you're saving money, even if you end up spending more in the long run. And the new Fortnite OG Pass is finally released, which includes 3 skins, each with an edit style, and no V-Bucks. And guess what? It's priced at 1,000 V-Bucks, the exact same cost as the regular pass, which has 8 skins and gives you 1,500 V-Bucks. This just feels like another deliberate move by Epic. By offering a pass with less value for the same price, they're reinforcing the idea that buying individual passes just isn't worth it. It's yet another example of how they're trying to steer players towards the monthly Crew Pass subscription. And this comparison isn't accidental. It's part of the same marketing anchor strategy. By making individual passes look less appealing, they make the Crew Pack, with extra perks and access to all passes, seem like the obvious choice. It's clear their ultimate goal is to move more players into long-term subscriptions, and this pricing just drives that point home. Now, at the end of the day, Fortnite is still a free game, and you can obviously enjoy it without spending a single dime. The new season is packed with fun, and the best part, you can experience all of it for completely free. If you do want to spend a little bit, you can still have the option of buying battle passes for 1,000 V-Bucks, and keep it for the entire season. It's still a great way to unlock rewards, even if some of the recent changes make things a little more complicated. And I know that a good percentage of players only care about the Battle Pass, so if that's what you're leaning towards, then feel free to buy that by itself. But what's important to remember here is that Fortnite isn't just a game, it's Epic Games' golden goose. Just like any business, they're chasing profits. But when does chasing profits turn into chasing players away? By constantly pushing higher price tags and turning this Battle Pass into a multi-month grind, Epic risks alienating the very community that made Fortnite what it is today. Sure, the flashy new kicks and enticing value of the crew pack are nice, but will players stick around if they feel more like walking wallets than valued fans? Maybe it's time for Epic to ask themselves, is endless monetization worth it if it costs the trust of its player base? Now, I hope that I've given you some insight into the marketing tactics that Epic uses and helped you become more informed when deciding your next purchase. And if you're thinking about buying collab skins, then you might want to hold that thought, because there's more to the story than you might realize. In the video on screen, I uncover the surprising trend towards collab skins and why it might make you think twice.